Texas A&M Athletics has a special place in the hearts of Aggies everywhere. And since no state funds can be used to support athletics in Texas, we all have to pull together to do what we can to help our athletic program be the best in the country. Membership in the 12-Man Foundation has fantastic privileges such as football and men's basketball ticket options, priority parking, media guides, and more. The 12th Man Foundation, supporting education through athletics.
We started off our season, the second match of our season was at a tournament in Illinois, and we got matched up against Stanford, the #1 ranked team in the nation and the returning national champion. And that win, we won in 5 games. That win was probably the biggest win of my career. The girls were crying, the coaches were crying. It was pretty awesome, a great feeling. That kicked off the season for us. We went on to play Houston in Hofheinz Pavilion. We had never won in Hofheinz before, kind of a monkey on your back, and we won in 3 games. We were out of there in about an hour, and it was really nice. We went on to have some other great matches, but some in particular in Hawaii. We took a trip to Hawaii, had 2 matches. They sell out their place. They have 7,000 to 8,000 people per match. It's on TV, and even though we didn't win, Hawaii was ranked #2 in the nation. We played them some great matches, and it was a really good growing experience for the team. We turned right around after coming home. We had 4 days here, and we turned back around and went to the West Coast to BYU. They were always ranked in the top 5 or 10, and showed up at their place for their homecoming, and we were down in the 5th game, about 11 to 6, and we came back in rally score game and beat them on their home court, which had not been done in a long. I think they had a win streak at home, very long win streak. That was very, very big for the program. Another next night we had to go over to Utah, play them for their homecoming. They were very fired up. We were coming off an emotional win. It drained us a lot, and we came from behind again and won in 5. We came back, we had a first round bye in the NCAA tournament, and the biggest highlight obviously would then be going to the Sweet 16, which was our goal the whole season. Our 3 seniors were the first group of volleyballers to lead this program and to do great things. They came in all together from San Antonio, and they played all 4 years together. They're all very good friends. They are the first group, they're the seniors that led this group to 4 consecutive actually postseason berths, 1 to the NIVC and 3 to the NCAAs. Susie Wente was our setter. She holds 5 in 4th place in assists per game in the nation. She was our quarterback and our leader for 3 seasons, and she did a super job. She is also the only player that Dana St. Laban is a senior. She was an outside hitter. She was probably our most reliable player, an excellent serve receiver and defensive player. She is on the career list in Texas A&M for 9th place for careers in digs. And Andrea Williams started 9 matches prior to her senior year, and then started every single game of her senior year. She became co-offensive player of the year for our team. She was the most improved player. She led the team in hitting percentage and 2nd place in the Southwest Conference in hitting percentage. She had an excellent season, was a great leader and inspiration for the rest of the team. Their fighting spirit and winning spirit will be missed, but it will be carried on hopefully through the future of our program, and we will always have a place for them in our program to return and be a part of. The most exciting part of it was that we accomplished so firsts. It was the first time we've gone to the NCAAs 3 years in a row, the first time we got a bye in the NCAA tournament, which was big. It was the first time for me that I've ever had an All-American, which I'm very proud of, and the first time for me I've ever been ranked in the top 20 in collegiate volleyball. We finished the season ranked number 15. And I think the biggest one is one of the largest, biggest wins for us was the Stanford win, and we found out that it was the first time an A&M team in any sport had ever beat the #1 ranked team in that sport during the regular season. So we were very proud to hold that record.
looked at this season as what we wanted to call our breakthrough season, the season that we really made a splash nationally. And we took that challenge to our seniors. And Corey Hammers, who had been in playoffs, her at William Mary, transferred back. She gave us a lot that gave us a lot of experience and an example of how we needed to play. Mandy Malrick, who had been with the team since day when it was non-scholarship, had a lot of drive and really kept things going. Carrie Wheeler came in and had a lot of experience playing. We played 4 years of college volleyball things, but a lot of composure and a lot of maturity to bring into it. So we went to those players with a challenge that this needs to be the season. This is the year that we want to go through. We want this to be memorable for you guys, and we want this to be something that we can build on in the future. With an 18-6 record and a number 10 national ranking to finish up, we have really come very, very far in such a short time. Expectations for the next season are even greater. We expect ourselves. It's come to be expected from the Texas A&M soccer program that they're going to be able to compete for a national championship very soon. Season. Our theme of our team since we've come here has always been a time, a very fast-moving, high-impact type of team, always based on the idea of attack. And we try to attack from every single angle on the field, and we try to put our opponents on their heels as much as possible. This year, two of our forwards, we play with a three-headed attack, but the two players who were doing most of the scoring for us this year and who really brought fear to our opponents were Bryn Blaylock and Kristen Coop. They were the number 2 scoring tandem in the nation. They accounted for almost 100 points this past season, and they really have an incredible 1-2 punch. Coop with some incredible speed and a great left foot, someone who can take people on at will. And Bryn Blaylock, who may be one of the best one-on-one players in the country. She's clearly the best soccer player in the Southern United States, and someone who has really matured and has really taken on the role of leader on our team. Our success on the field, we have a 24-1 home record. We've won over 80% of our games, and most of that is done by the players, but a lot of it really the behind-the-scenes work that's done by Kathy Connor as our assistant coach, and Charlie Hatfield, who assists me. Our managers do a great job in keeping our training sessions flowing, as well as the administrators, who really have made soccer comfortable here. 1995 was our breakthrough year. It was the year where Texas A&M soccer became a viable national champion contender, and the year that we'll always look back at as saying that was the year where we really made our biggest step forward, and the year that set us up for these championships that have come throughout the late 90s and into the new century.
It was a great season. We started out very strong. I think when we played Texas Tech in the championship game, that was either the 13th or 14th ranked opponent that we a schedule that any women's basketball team had ever played. Ranked a lot during the season. Ranked in the last AP poll. Hawaii. That was a tremendous tournament for us. Started out well with the NIT, finishing in the top in that tournament. Won the New Mexico State tournament, beating Ole Miss, who was ranked all during the season. We're very excited about winning the last Southwest Conference Championship tournament. I think that was something that none of us will will ever forget. It was just a great thrill to have that team come together like that and go to Dallas and, you know, as a 4th seed, as a definite underdog, and, you know, to beat Texas on one day and then Texas Tech on the other day was just incredible. So overall, just a tremendous year for our program, and really a lot had to do with the seniors. We lost a great group. Bambi Ferguson, Angel Spinks, Kelly Sony, Lisa Branch. These young ladies have taken this program to a different level, and they've done it with class. Just a tremendous group to work with. Angel, a junior college transfer, had a great senior year. Second team All-Southwest Conference. Really was a difference for us in a lot of situations. Bambi Ferguson, guaranteed to dive on the floor, dive in the stands, dive wherever she had to, you know, to help her team. Just full of fire and enthusiasm, and we're certainly going to miss her. Kelly Cerny broke the block record here. Just an inside force, very intimidating. Had a great Southwest Conference tournament. Again, just I keep using the word difference, but she really was, especially in the championship game against Micah Atkins. I think she really bothered Micah. And then Lisa Branch, and you know, what can I say? I mean, Lisa has broken every record there is to break, either here at A&M or in the Southwest Conference, and we're certainly going to miss, you know, that 5'4" little body, you know, pumping her fist and just getting the crowd into it and really rallying our team, and just as I said, good students, everything that A&M would want their student athletes to be, and I know that they're going to go out and be great ambassadors for our program as graduates and as professionals. Of course, all year it's talked about it being the last year, and all of us were very sentimental about that. We are very excited about going into the Big 12, but to have the opportunity, and especially with the television exposure that we got, winning the Southwest Conference Championship, to win the last ever, you know, go out as the last Southwest Conference champion. That's just amazing. But it's been a great basketball conference for women's basketball. When you start talking about Texas's national championships, their perfect season, Texas Tech's national championship, and then you look at what SMU and ourselves have done in the last few years, and when it finished, it was truly one of the strongest conferences in the country.
We had an interesting season this year. It was a difficult season. Our record obviously wasn't what we had hoped it to be. We had some strange things happen during the year. We lost a total of 7 games by 5 points or less. In our last 4 games, we lost those games in the last 20 seconds. So it was a frustrating year from that standpoint. We were thrilled this year by the play of the freshmen. I thought that Brad Stricker, after coming back from an ankle injury where he was out, we found some bone chips on the ankle, and he was out for 5 weeks at the beginning of the season. His play as the season wore on really was indicative of a great future. Calvin Davis played extremely well. Calvin has dedicated himself to a weight training program, and we're excited about what he's capable of doing. He broke our vertical jump record just recently in our testing program. Tracy Anderson had a great year for a junior college kid coming in. He led us in scoring. He was our best defensive player by far, and was playing about 80% because he had a severe groin injury. Those kids really stepped up to the table as far as we were concerned. Matt Harrelson is a young man who, as a senior who didn't play a lot for us, was one of our best players. It sounds like a little bit of a paradox, but he worked every day in practice. He was an extremely dedicated kid to the philosophy that we have in terms of effort and attitude. He was a wonderful leader for our kids on the basketball court during practice. I would have hoped that people understood what a significant factor he was for us during the season. We're excited about the recruiting year headed by Gerald Brown, who was just selected as the Texas Basketball Player of the Year, and also selected to the McDonald's All-American game. He played in the Derby Classic. He played in an international game also. We're excited about the recruits. We think we've been rated a couple of times as high as 10th in the country. And with everyone coming back, we think that the learning process that we went through this year will give us an opportunity to really attack the teams in the Big 12 the way we'd like to.
As a team, I think the girls really grew. The training was incredible. I mean, every girl was at every workout on time every day. And, you know, we trained twice a day, early in the morning, late in the afternoon. I mean, tremendous commitment from the swimmers. But I would say if there was a highlight, at one particular highlight would probably have to be the conference meet. You know, the girls swam. Almost everybody won all lifetime best swims at the conference meet. To host the conference championships was nice. I mean, we've got a great facility. It's a fast pool. Tremendous support from the athletic department and rec sports in putting on the meet. And we're going to host it next year, and that'll be a lot of fun too. It gives Texas A&M swimming great exposure, very positive. I think when kids look at the facility, they recognize that the athletic department has certainly made a commitment to the swimming program, and with that new facility, you know, people are excited to train and compete in it. Just from a training standpoint, there's a lot more consistency. You don't have to be concerned about, is it cold outside, is it hot outside? I mean, the conditions are the same day after day. Inside, because you know, in the middle of winter we can do a quality set and take a lot of rest in between the swims and not worry about the kids freezing to death. And so it's a real plus. And we can do our dry land training in the pool area. It's very, very nice. We have, I would have to say, one of the nicest pools in the country. I mean, that includes Indianapolis, Texas, all of them. We had 4 swimmers qualify. Jennifer Guillory made it in the mile, a 17-second improvement over a year ago. And Julie Bates made it in the 100 free, the 50 free, and the 200 free. Julie Bates, in the process, broke the school record in the 100 free. That was after taking a year off. Danae Stagny made it in the 100 breaststroke, 200 breaststroke, and 200 IM. She went lifetime best swims in the 200 breaststroke, breaking the school record, and also qualifying her for the Olympic trials, which she placed 14th in this year. And she also won her lifetime best swim in the 200 IM by about 2 seconds. And then our 4th swimmer was Stacy Carnes. She broke the school record in the 200 freestyle this year, when her lifetime best in the 500 free by 3 seconds, went 4:48.7. And she had a real good year, and also qualified and swam in the 200 butterfly at the NC2A championships. We wound up in 28th place, and that's our starting point. We will get better.
This year was the first year, obviously, that we got into the new facility. And we got into that new facility in late October, and it was quite a transition going from the outdoor facility and dealing with the winter and the associated elements that are you know, difficult to overcome with respect to the wind and the cold. And it was really an exciting time for us to get into that brand new ultra-modern facility. It has made all the difference in the world. And one of the goals of the program in the beginning of the year, and really since come to A&M was to bring the program to the national level. And over a period of 3 or 4 years now, we've been able to do that with the new facility and with some new recruits. We've been able to win a couple of Southwest Conference titles. Jamie Spyhowski this year won the platform title at the Southwest Conference Championship, and that was exciting and a lot of fun. And we were able to compete very well in the springboard events as well. And Jamie's sister, Jennifer Spyhowski, scored valuable points at the conference championship on springboard and dove her first tower event ever and did a good job there. And Jody Jansen, who was a sophomore at Texas A&M, finished third on the 1 meter, only .14 out of second, which was a very close contest. She did a great job, and so we were able to compete successfully on the conference level. And from there we went to the zone championship, and Jamie Spyhowski won the platform contest there, and continued on to the NCAA championship in Ann Arbor, Michigan, at the University of Michigan. And went up there and got the job done and finaled at the NCAA championship, finished 8th in the country, and became the first All-American diver in the history of the school here at Texas A&M. So we had some really outstanding things happen this year. We had our first conference champion ever in women's diving here at Texas A&M, and we had our first All-American, our first NCAA finalist, and a lot of good things have become of that. A lot of people took notice of the fact that she made national TV audiences and was broadcast on ESPN, and it's helped our recruiting base tremendously, and we've got some great recruits coming in, so we've had a lot of fun, and it's been a year. We're surrounded by people here at Texas A&M, in my opinion, by people who are very competent at what they do, and it helps us to at least raise my level of incompetence, perhaps up a little bit. And I think that if you're surrounded by people that like their job and who are committed to it, you're fortunate. And I feel that I am fortunate in that I'm surrounded by a great administrative staff. Wally Groff, our athletic director, and Lynn Hickey, and John Thornton, and Dave South, and Mike Crusoe, Penny King, Tina Cheatham. Those individuals have been extremely supportive of me, both on a personal level and a professional level, and the resources that we have that they have allocated to the diving program has been second to none. And those people need to be mentioned and need to be thanked for the effort that they put in for all of the various sports programs here at A&M. And I think that we are headed into a great time into the Big 12 as far as challenge and as far as our success. So I think with the leadership that they've provided, we are in good shape. We really have a great facility and a tremendous environment in which we can train and compete and learn to do the things that we want to do to represent the school in a manner that's going to be indicative of all the resources that we have here.
Was kind of an amazing year. We were really pleased with starting the year, what everybody here and around the country knew was going to be a rebuilding year, and only having 13 swimmers and 3 divers. Nobody really expected much. The normal team carries about 24 swimmers, 4 to 6 divers. So, and with it being as young a team as it was, really people didn't expect very much. We weren't ranked. Nobody really gave us any respect at all. And then as the season progressed, the team took on an amazing identity, kind of like, remember the Alamo mentality. There may not be many of us, but we're going to make sure every man counts. And that was kind of the fun part of the year, is every single guy on the team did something at some point during the season to win a meet. And when we came in and were unranked, and we beat Nebraska, who was ranked top 20, and then we beat LSU, who was ranked top 20, and then Kansas ranked in the top 20. Every single one of those meets we came in as the underdog, and they'd come in with a full squad of 24 men, all their divers, and we'd knock them off. And then we begrudgingly got respect around the country as the season progressed, to the point where we crept into the rankings at 25th and kept moving up a little bit at a time. And then in the final dual meet ranking of the year, we ended up being ranked 18th, which is really mind-boggling. I don't think people outside the sport can even comprehend them. It's almost like getting ranked in the top 20 with playing 4 guys on a basketball court at a time. I mean, it was really an amazing feat, and it was the leadership on the team by Scott DeWolf and Rob Pantano, and the rest of the team bought into it, that we could do it, even though nobody else in the country thought we could. I've been very pleased with how we've done over the years in spite of the old natatorium. I thought we did a very amazing job for having the worst college pool in the country and still be ranked consistently in the top 20 to top 30 teams in the country. And yet, going into the new natatorium, I had no idea that it would be even as big a benefit as it has been over the last 5 to 8 years. When we recruit, most of our recruits, we recruit against teams that are basically 15 to 20, and occasionally we'll have a recruit that looks at us and also looks at a top 10 ranked team. This year, virtually every recruit that we had come in out of their 5 trips had 2 or 3 trips to top 10 schools. We've never had that before. That just, we went into a new level of recruits that we could talk to, and we signed some people away from the big boys, and that's the first step. I've always said you have to lose some recruits to the big guns before you can start taking them away from the big guns, and yet even this in our first year, we took some guys away from the big name teams, but we lost our share to the big name teams as well, but it's our first step.
This year, we had 3 men divers on the team. We had Wade Diedrich, who is going into his junior year, and Mark Naftanel was a freshman from Austin, and a returner was Jared Flores from the Houston area. He was a sophomore this year. So we had a fairly young team, a freshman, a sophomore, and a junior, and we did very well. We started training in October or late September in the outdoor pool. And towards the end of October, we got into the brand new facility. We hosted some dual meets for the first time in the last 3 years in the new facility, which was fun. The divers did very well. We finished first and second in almost all of our dual meets, and or close to that, first or third, or very few meets where we didn't at least win 1 or 2 events in the diving. And then we headed into the conference championship, which we hosted here at A&M for the first time, and that was very successful. We had all 3 divers finished in the top 3 and in the top 8. They finaled in all 3 events: the 1 meter springboard, 3 meter springboard, and the platform competition. And then the platform, Mark Naftanel, 1 years. We had a conference champion diving. He won the platform contest by over 115 points, so he didn't even have to do his last 2 dives, and he still would have won. From there, we went on to the zone championship. Jared Flores finished second on the 1 meter and went to the NCAAs and finished tied for 13th with a young guy from Tennessee, and the top honorable mention All-American. So for the second year, he was an All-American, and Mark had an accident at that pre-qualifying meet and did not go on to the NCAAs. However, I'm looking for really solid things from him. He is a great diver and will eventually be able to, I think, finish in the top 3 or 4 in the nationals. So he's a great diver. He's returning for 3 more years. Jared returns for another 2 years, and Wade has 1 more year. And we're always recruiting new talent. So overall, the year was a success.
for the better part of the season. You know, we've been real successful. We won both of our home tournaments. We've had some young ladies that have really stepped up and been hitting the ball well, and our pitching has been really good. You know, we've really cut down on the home runs, and we have one of the lowest ERAs in the nation right now, and we just also are real excited about playing in our Big 12 conference. And you know, right now we're 4-6, but we still got a lot left, and we're ranked 16th in the nation. So we're off to a really good season, and we hope that we get a regional bid and maybe that first Big 12 conference championship. We're headed towards the goals that we'd like to accomplish. I think the one thing that, you know, in a sport, each sport, you know, we have our highs and we have our lows. And, you know, I think that anytime we've had a low, we've always been able to fight back. And I think that's probably one of the biggest goals that we've had this year, is just to play like Aggies and represent each other, and, you know, not get so much into ourselves and, you know, things like that. I think that's what we focused on. One of the biggest goals that we have tried to accomplish this year. And of course, you know, it would be easy for me to say win a Big 12 conference championship, win the World Series, but you know, those are things that we would certainly like with this attitude to accomplish. Our seniors are just having a phenomenal year. We started out, Kendall Richards is probably an All-American candidate, and she's a great shortstop. A good team leader, leads a lot by example, is not really a real loud person about commanding this, commanding that, but she hits the ball extremely well. You know, every time you pick up some document somewhere, you can read about her, and she's been Big 12 Conference Player of the Week 2 or 3 times, and she's just been doing a great job. Our pitcher Aaron Field, another senior, has been doing an excellent job, and I don't see why she shouldn't be an All-American candidate as far as I'm concerned, as far as pitching or utility or anything like that, and because she's been hitting the ball real well, plus she has really, really improved on her pitching and has been our leader on our pitching staff. Shannon Gilley has, you know, been platooning a lot in the outfield. That's our 3rd senior. And recently, with an injury to our 3rd baseman, you know, she has stepped right. We've had to bring our center fielder, Gina Perez, to 3rd base, and Shannon has really stepped in there and done a great job and been the senior that, you know, that she should be. So our 3 seniors are contributors. Great job.
Well, we started this year out unranked, so I think we did pretty well to get into the rankings. By the end of the fall season, we were ranked 15th in the country, and we started out the spring with that ranking. And we went through some transitions between the fall and the spring. Plus, we've had the most competitive schedule that I think we've ever had at Texas A&M. So those 2 things combined made it look like we didn't play quite as well, but I think we've had a very good spring. And we're on the road to really gelling at just the right time. We just finished the Southwest Conference Championship and played really well out there. And I think there was a lot of pressure on us to be the host of the last conference championship. There was quite a bit more hype, I believe, than there usually is. But it was also a fun pressure. We had great galleries, and everyone loves to play in front of people. And you felt like what you were doing was really being noticed. And that's a great feeling for the golfers, because we don't get to play at home much, and we do play at home. We had great crowds, and that was fantastic. The nice thing about the regional play is we're all playing pretty well coming off the final round. Laura Kirchner had a great Southwest Conference tournament and had some small breakthroughs and some goals that she set for herself. And Jennifer Emmons is playing better and better every tournament. And Christina had a great final round at the Southwest Conference. And Jamie and Isabel both came in top 5 there. So The exciting thing is all 5 players are playing well going into the tournament, but all 5 are going to have to play well because our region is by far the strongest in the country, and to get out of that we have to come in the top 11. And of the 20 teams that are going to be represented there, I believe 17 of them are ranked in the top 20. It's quite a big number, so it'll be a tough regional, but if we play the way we did here all 3 days, it's probably the most consistent athlete at A&M. I think she's played 4 years, every single tournament that she could play in she's qualified for, and her rounds have counted as a team total. Only 3 times did they not count in 4 years, which is pretty amazing, I think. She's very consistent and she's very a good score every tournament. She's also a great person to have on the team. She has aspirations as far as her grades. She was named to the All-Southwest Conference academic team, and she's a great team leader because she wants everybody to achieve what she achieves. So she really brings people along with her when she achieves great things.
It was a good year. We had a good run at the conference. We had some unfortunate things happen there, or things happen. We had a count of triple bogey and a quadruple bogey the first round, and we lose the championship by 5 shots. And we had some unfortunate things happen on the last round, but we were very competitive. We were 5 back of Texas Tech. We played with them that day, and we finished 3rd. We played with them that day, and they just played out of their minds. You know, they just, one of those days, one of those tournaments, and they won the championship. But then we went on to Ardmore, and we had a good tournament there and helped us get set for the regional championship, which we won. And that was a real thrill. Went out there, and the first day we shot even par and thought that we were, I thought someplace between 1st and 6th, and we ended up we were 1st. And then we went on the next day and we played solidly and we maintained our lead. And then the last day we did the same thing. Weather warmed up and got real windy and the course got very difficult, but players held on very well. Drew had a very good year. Drew Fenimore made All-American, and other players in the regional thing, we didn't win more because we didn't get more players on the team playing well at the same time. That we did at regional, and once we did that, you could see how competitive we were. But I'm excited about next year too, because we keep 4 of the players. Lose Drew, and like I say, he did make All-American for us, but I think we have some players that will step to the table.
We had a really good season for our women. Our expectations for our women's team was high when the season started. We knew we had some good young athletes, but these young ladies just performed beyond our expectations. We were 2nd at the Southwest Conference outdoor meet. Just went and had a really good meet, and we returned most of those youngsters for next year's team. We went to the national championship and had 3 All-Americans on our women's side. Rosa Jolivet was 3rd in the 100 hurdles at the national championship, and had the same time as the young lady that was second in the race. They had to separate those by thousandths and not to the hundreds. So she just had a really great meet at the national championship. Adrian Sawyer, another young lady, will be back for us next year. Was All-American in the long jump and triple jump at the NCAA meet. Our ladies ended up ranked 17th in the nation in the final coaches poll. So we feel like that our women is on the right track. As I said, we have many of those young ladies that scored at the Southwest Conference meet back to begin the Big 12 next year, and we think it's going to be a banner year for our Texas A&M women's track team in '97. I'd like to mention our seniors on our team. Debbie Bierman is the first senior. Shannon Etzberger has done an outstanding job as a distance runner for us and contributed a great deal. Charlotta Randall has been with us for 4 years, contributed to our shuttle hurdle relay, and is a really good 100 hurdler. Shelley Riddlesberger is a young lady that has fought through all kinds of injuries and just stayed in really tough, and she's done a very good job as a discus thrower for our track team. We have April Sangalang and Cecile Sangalang that has just been with us and fought through tough times, and it's really been a big part of our program here at Texas A&M. Amy McClure is another senior going out. She came here as a walk-on and has contributed to our team. Lydia Herrera is a senior for us, shot putter, that's just outstanding. Young lady's just worked really hard. Debbie Jones, Valerie Jones as they call her, has really been a big part of our team as a leader. And as a distance runner. All these young ladies somewhere down the line have meant a great deal to the Texas A&M track team. We have 3 young ladies on our team that's qualified for the Olympic trials. Adrian Sawyer has qualified in the long jump for the Olympic trials. Rosa Jolivet has qualified in 100 hurdles and the 400 hurdles. Anjanette Kirkland has qualified for the trials in the 100 hurdles. So we're looking forward to this summer and maybe one of those young ladies making our Olympic team.
We went into the season with moderately high expectations. Like all the sports, with it being the last season of Southwest Conference competition, we were focusing on trying to do some things that we haven't accomplished in a while. And for the most part, I think we did a pretty good job. We upgraded our schedule this year, allowing us to compete against some higher quality competition in the hopes of improving our power rating. That may have cost us some team championships from not going to some meets that we usually have gone to in the past, but I think it worked out well for us. During the regular season, we won a regular season meet at Vanderbilt, beating Florida State, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee, which was a huge win for us. And we followed that up the next week with a very strong runner-up finish to top 10 ranked Wake Forest at a very high quality meet at Virginia Tech. Things were starting to fall into place for us, and at the conference meet we were 4th. We were 3 points out of 3rd, and I think it's safe to say had Amy been healthy, we would have easily been 3rd, which would have equaled our highest finish ever, and possibly had a chance at 2nd. And then we followed that up the following week with another top 10 finish at the NCAA District 6 meet to keep that string intact. The seniors for this year were Shannon Etzberger, Cecile Sangalang, Belle Sangalang, and Valerie Jones, and all 4 of them have done a tremendous job for us throughout their career here at A&M. From an individual standpoint, the main goal of the year for me was to get Shannon Etzberger qualified for the NCAA championships. Shannon is someone who, when I first came here, really bought into what I was saying, and she did the work, and she's gotten to the point to where now she's a national class runner. Throughout all of our meets this year, she never finished out of the top 5 until the NCAA District Championships, where she finished 7th. She finished 4th at the Southwest Conference meet, and she was the first American to finish. So in my eyes, I consider her the Southwest Conference champion. She did qualify for NCs this year, and it was the first female to do so since 1990. And it was the first year we've ever had a male and a female qualify for the NCAA championships in the same year.
Our men's team started out a little bit shaky indoors. We finished fourth on the men's side indoors, and we're not a really very good indoor team, but our youngsters sort of ran with that, coming in the outdoor season and qualified 15 youngsters for the outdoor national championship, more than we've ever qualified before. Our men's team ended up ranked second in the nation in a college poll. We ended up at the national championship number 19th, and 19th in the nation we feel is pretty good. We had 7 All-Americans on our men's team. Many of those youngsters returned for next year. Kurt Young was a senior for us. We'll really miss Kurt. He was All-American in 100 hurdles at the national championship. Neri Kennedy was third at the national championship. He's another senior that we'll sorely miss. Tim Bryant was All-American, was 7th in the long jump at the national meet. But what we did this year with our men's program was far better than we thought we would end up.
For the most part, it was a very successful year. We won 2 regular season meets, the opening meet at UTSA, and then about the middle of the year at a meet at Vanderbilt. We went into the year with a very experienced bunch of guys, and at the Southwest Conference Championships, we were second by 12 points to SMU. We had the individual conference champion in Matt Priest, who is the first Aggie to win the conference cross-country meet since 1966, and he eventually went on to capture, obviously, all Southwest Conference, but also all district, and qualified for the NCAA cross-country championships for the second year in a row, which was the first time we had someone qualify for the national championships in back-to-back years. I feel like we've had a great season. We're finished second in the conference regular season. We lost a close match to Texas in the finals of the conference tournament. Our record is 18-5 right now. We're really going on a high, getting ready to get into the regional tournament. I've been really pleased with the way the girls have played this year. We've had a number of people that have come through some great wins for us this year. We had 4 people on the team that have over 20 wins. The highest one, Monica Rebietto, has 30 wins. Julie Beam is 18-2 this spring, and so she's got 20 wins when you count the fall record. Wilson Pate's got over 20 wins, and Nancy Dingwall's got over 20 wins. So we've had a lot of people step up their play and be big factors for us. Anna Strakosova is our first senior from the Czech Republic. When she came in 4 years ago, she was kind of a raw player, and she's really developed. She's played up for 4 years. She's played up in the 1 and 2 doubles for us, been a mainstay there, had some great national wins, and it's going to be really tough replacing Anna. Lana Logan is another senior from Stuart, Florida, that has won the conference at number 3 doubles before, and she's been towards the top of our lineup in the singles, and also been a big factor in the doubles for us for 4 years. Wilson Pate is the last senior that really, as we've gone through this year, she's had her best year this year, but before that she's been all conference in doubles for 3 years. She's been nationally ranked in doubles for 4 years. She's had a great career here at Texas A&M. With the tennis program, I feel like the last 4 years we made it to the finals of the conference tournament, and so in 3 of those 4 years we finished second in the tournament to Texas, and 2 of those years they won the national championship. So I feel like we've really done well recently, and that's something that you can't take away, and we've really finished up on a high note.
We had a great season this year, one of the best we've ever had. We were 20-7. We had wins over Michigan, Ohio State, Miami University, and did well in the Southwest Conference, and which I hate to see break up. It was one of the great tennis conferences of all time, but the Big 12 would be a great conference too. But Southwest Conference has a lot of tennis history, a lot of great teams, and we did well there and got an NCAA bid and came within a point of going to the big tournament. So we feel like we've had a good year, and we had 3 Southwest Conference winners. We had Eric Horan and Eddie Martinez won a doubles crown along with Robbie Krause and Eric Ehrlich. And then Robbie Krause won a singles title. So we feel like had an excellent tennis year, had good crowds out, great support by the administration, and we're excited about moving across the tracks by the new basketball facility in the George Bush Library. And we've patterned our tennis complex after Florida State's. And Florida State has the best in the nation, and we've improved on that. Mr. Groff has been so nice to enable us to do this, but we feel like in having tennis camps, tennis tournaments, dual matches, getting more fan support, we feel like this new stadium will do just that. And it's going to have 6 courts for the women, then a stadium, 6 courts for the men on the other side, and a stadium. And like I said, it's going to be the best tennis complex in the nation. Well, I've really enjoyed it. It seems like 18 years have flown by, but this is one of the great universities. And I was standing out on the tennis court 18 years ago wondering whether I should have moved from West Texas State here. And it was graduation time, and here comes some graduates along this way, and here comes some students, and they got right together, and the sidewalk was pretty narrow, and the other students stepped off of the sidewalk, let the graduates in their gowns pass, and as they passed, they clapped for them. And I knew right then I was at the right place. This was the right school, and I'm an Aggie at heart, and I love this place.
We had a good ball club. We had a good season. Not as good as we would like to have had, obviously. We were 37-21, which put us in 3rd place in the Southwest Conference, and by most standards, that's an outstanding season. For the measuring stick we've established here in baseball, it wasn't what we're used to, and particularly since we didn't advance to regional play. We put ourselves in a position where we were a bubble team, and we didn't make the regionals, which is something is fairly common for Texas A&M, so we were disappointed in that. But I would be very cautious in saying it was a bad season or a poor season. It was not that. We had a lot of parity in our conference, which I think people are aware of, and to come in 3rd after the dust had cleared, I think the perception looking in was that the Aggies in 3rd. I think people caught people a little bit off guard. We had good positive things happen for us, and then we had some negative things happen, and obviously most of our negative things happened out on the mound. Ryan Roop, who was our ace going into the season, going to be in his junior year, a high draft choice type guy, had some bone spur problems, not even a bone spur, a bone mound, they call it, on his elbow, and they had to remove that in January, so we did not have him the entire season. And it kind of snowballed from there, and we struggled on the mound. The positive things that people don't realize, this team ended up with the 3rd best batting average in the history of Texas A&M, hitting .337 as a team. Ended up 2nd in the history of Texas A&M in stolen bases. So there were a lot of positive things that got overshadowed a little bit
we did not make it to a regional play, but it would be an injustice to tell our young people that they had a bad season. It wasn't that way. 2 more wins, and we could. 2 more wins, we would have been in regional play, and there's a lot of places where those things can happen. But we ended up hitting 337, as I said. We ended up with a 962 fielding average, which is championship level, as is a batting average. And so it really came down to pitching, and we did not establish ourselves well on the mound. And unfortunately, in baseball, if you don't have pitching, you're not going to give yourself a chance to get on a roll and get the confidence level up and really make some things happen. But I was pleased with the effort our young people put out there. I thought it was an outstanding practice group. They really worked hard at the game, and so I think people that watch our program, I think they would be impressed. We ended up with a 2.6 grade point average. We had 14 guys over a 3.0 this semester. We only had 2 guys below a 2.0, which I think again establishes to our people that we have a very high graduation rate, probably not matched by very many state schools in the country. We are putting some quality young people out there. They're not going to win all the ball games, unfortunately, but they play the game hard, they work hard in practice, and they put it out across the line. Sometimes it happens good, sometimes it doesn't. Unfortunately, to win championships, you have to have the whole puzzle. You got to field, you got to hit, and you got to pitch. And if one of them falls short, you can survive as long as you don't fall short on the mound, and we fell short on the mound.